What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How's everything? This is Marlon Greer here now with the FLI Report. The FLI Report is where we talk about fly things, focused lifestyle, intelligent living. Today, the first episode on the FLI Report, we got the soccer star extraordinaire, Dantae Greer. I'm calling from Australia, the land down under. Dantae is a professional soccer player that plays for Fremantle. Dantae, thank you for having us, for being on the show, for being the first guest on the Fly Report. Tell the world a little bit about yourself. Everybody looking at you.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah, no problem. Definitely honored to be on the show. But yeah, basically, I started playing soccer at 5 years old, and been in all top academies and stuff like that throughout the tri-state area and the nation as well, and worked my way to national team camps and things like that, and went to top prestigious universities in both academics and athletics for 2 years, and then finally made it professional. Got my first contract, and it happened to be in Australia, so that's why I'm here right now.
Exactly. All right. That sounds good. That definitely sounds good. So, you said you started when you was 5.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know because I was there. What I mean? I seen it from I
Exactly.
seen it from day one. But yo, a lot of people don't know about you. You're crazy with the soccer and everything now. Score all around the country. But a lot of people don't know you used to play basketball.
Yeah, used to be a three-point shooter.
Curry with the shot. But yo, but what was the transition like? I remember like yesterday when we had that conversation because you was good in both. But what made you really just want to pursue soccer?
I think it was just no better feeling than scoring a goal. Um, I think, it's a rarity when you score in a game. Soccer games will be like 1-0, 2-0, usually like 3-0 max. On basketball, you can be playing, get to like 100, 98, whatever, but you just scoring a lot of points. So I like to shine. I like to be the one standing out and stuff like that. So soccer gave me the ability to do that. So I went with that instead.
Right, exactly. Is that so? You're in Australia now, right? So what's some of the countries you've been to with this football or soccer as we call it in the US?
Been around everywhere. Started off with Spain, then went to Austria, Germany, been to Jamaica, um, back to Germany again, uh, Australia now, like I said, been to England. Uh, yeah, I think that's about it. I'm sure I probably missed one or two
You
countries or
missed a
something, but
couple. I
yeah,
know you was in
been around
Israel,
everywhere. Been to Israel too, exactly. See,
right? Yeah, Iceland.
Iceland, yup.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Told
countries.
you, I missed a
I
couple
know
places.
Israel. Well, I didn't go. That was one of the trips I didn't go. You went out there with Adam. Give a big shout out to Adam and Yigal Oziri, one of the
For
top
sure.
world-renowned painters of the world. You actually went out there with him. Now, what was Israel like? Because they actually offered you a contract out there.
Yeah, definitely. It was a nice experience. We were staying in a very nice hotel. Um, People very very nice. It was like hospitality, everything like that. It was great. The facilities were up to par, and great training sessions. I was out there training with Guy Ozeri too, which is a legendary Israeli coach. The only problem was that they were just had wars and stuff like that, and it was
Yeah,
right in the middle of it. So we didn't really want to mess with that. So that was really the big deal. That was a big problem, big dilemma. But that's why we had to walk away from that.
yeah, that was crazy because at one time they said, be careful what you ask for because you just may get it. So everyone at that time wanted to play overseas, and we had an opportunity. Went to Israel. They offered you a contract. I think the team was Maccabi Haifa, right? Or Maccabi Tel Aviv.
Yeah,
Uh,
Maccabi Tel Aviv.
yeah, Maccabi. Yeah, so you practiced with both of them, right? But Maccabi Tel Aviv, which I believe is the bigger of the two, they offer you the contract. But yeah, I was
Yeah, that's
apprehensive.
the only one I went to actually. I went to
Oh,
just
okay.
Maccabi Tel Aviv. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I was worried, man, because bombs was going off and things of that nature. But I guess it's like specific to where you're from, because I know if you have somebody here from Israel and they go to Brooklyn or South Jamaica, Queens, they nervous too. But it's sort
Yeah.
of we're used to that enemy, but I just wasn't used to bombs going off and you're in another country and everything like that. So, we thought it was best that you didn't pursue that opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. But I know a couple of people from Israel and stuff like that, and they told me how it's not bad at all. Even during the times, we decided to walk away. Those people were visiting there willingly and stuff like that, and seeing their family and all what kind of things, and there was no problems with it. So
Yeah.
it's all
But
about your preference and the way you look at it. I guess being outsider and that's not where we're from and stuff. So that's why we looked at it in that manner.
yeah, yeah, you're almost afraid of the enemies that you don't know. So
Right.
it may be worse here, but we're adapt and we understand how to navigate, through all the nonsense going on over here. So it's different. So okay,
Hmm.
I know you have a team meeting coming up too. I don't want to take too much of your time,
Exactly.
but I wanted, to spend this time with you. But in wrap up, I mean, I'm sure this won't be your last time on the show,
Oh
but
yeah, definitely not. Definitely not.
But in concluding, though, what's the biggest difference between American soccer and international football?
um, well, it all depends actually, because I'm gonna base it off of training. I'm gonna say so. Growing up internationally, like after seeing environments like in England and Germany and stuff like that, where like the two biggest countries in the world where soccer's played, you see how they breed the kids from young and how they're training twice a day. The schooling is revolved around training and stuff like that. So he's training in the morning, whether it be a lift session or like tactical session or even just a hard session. But then there's something in the afternoon, whether that would be the hard session, the recovery, or just plyometrics, calisthenics, whatever it is. But they're doing a whole bunch of different stuff every day and maybe two, three sessions a day. Whereas in the US, you go to school, whatever, 7 to 3, come home, and then you just go train with your academy. They're like 7 p.m., train 2 hours. And you might train every day of the week, or you might train 3 times of the week, depending on what club you're at. And that's the biggest difference. They're basically training
Well, we
twice as
playing
much.
catch up.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They're training twice as much as us. But
Right.
then you come to a place like Australia where teams will only train twice out of the week, maybe 3 times out of the week, and that is like the senior teams, the professional teams, and stuff. Well, like me, I'm blessed to have another teammate, which happens to be from the U.S. So we live together,
Okay.
and yeah, we put in training sessions, every morning, and then sometimes go back out and train again, especially due to this virus and stuff. So just trying to stay in shape. But
You
that's the
know what?
biggest difference,
Right.
just the fact of the training from the youth and everything like that. And you can see because even if it's not the training, it's just the overall culture. You taught from young to support this club. To your dad likes this team, so that you're going to support this team. Grandpa likes this team, you're going to support this team.
It's
They
like a
take you to
cult
all the
following.
games. Exactly, and that's it. But in the U.S., we don't have that. But it's coming around though.
Yeah. And you know
Definitely
what,
coming
too?
around.
I know that I said the last question was the last one, but you talked about the coronavirus. And with this, everybody is really in a state of disbelief that the world changed in a matter of a few days. But I
Hmm.
wanna I know you're in Australia. How is it in the land down under? I know out here in the US we're walking around with masks, people are nervous. We're still
Hmm.
trying to figure it out. How is it out there? What's the state of the coronavirus in Australia?
But it hasn't really been too bad. I mean, the government just issued a couple of, rules. Like we have to obviously do social distancing, 6 feet. Um, like you say, if you go perform outdoor activities, only perform it with someone that's in the same household as you, and only two people per time. And they
Hmm.
said really just try not to be hanging out unless you're just working out and then going back inside, or going to the supermarket, something like that. But don't really be outside too much. But that's really it. It's not really too bad out here. The same precautions, and wash your hands, hand sanitizer, stuff like that. you may see a person here and there with a face mask on, but it's not really too bad.
Now,
Similar to like the bushfires and everything, like how they
right,
talk about it being terrible and stuff. It just all depends also where you're at, because we didn't experience any of that, and we're not really experiencing too much of the virus either. So it's a pretty good place to be in
right.
Western Australia.
Now I know it stopped your season, right? Because your first four, you played in 4 games. You scored in 2 out of your first 4 games. You actually scored
Hmm.
in your debut, which is amazing. But I
Yeah,
know the season is on the whole now. So what's going on with that?
yeah. Well, scored in two. I had like 2 assists too. You gotta throw that in there.
Oh, well, yeah, you gotta
But
throw in
yeah,
an assist. 4 games, 4 points.
yeah.
I feel you. I feel you.
Exactly, exactly. But yeah, so we're just trying to stay in shape. All the players within the club, we got given curriculum by the coach and staff, plus implementing some stuff on our own just to stay in shape. But yeah, so they had pushed it back for 3 weeks, then they pushed it back until May, and now like the beginning of May, now it's pushed back finally till May 31st is where all the
Mm.
teams start training again. And then
Oh,
June 15th, I think right around your birthday will be the first game of the season.
all
So
right.
what we'll do for the season is we're gonna play 3 games every 2 weeks, and then we might have a cup match involved. So it's gonna be extensive. We'll be playing 4, maybe 5 games in 2 weeks.
Wow,
But
that's a lot. Yeah,
similar to like a Premier League season.
yeah. All right, sounds good. So Dante, we could talk all day, but I know you got
Yeah, for
a
sure.
team meeting at 7, right? So I want
Right.
to respect your time. Even so, now it's almost 7 in the morning here. I know for you it's 7 in the evening.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
12
So we
hour
got
difference.
that, got that difference. But
Yeah.
son, it's been great talking to you. Can't believe you're a professional soccer player. You work, you bust your butt to do it, and you did it. But
Hmm.
yeah, man, great talking to you. Thank you for being the first guest of the Fly Report. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
got a
No.
fly
Yeah. No
guy
problem
here
at all. You already know.
that's
You already
focused,
know how it goes.
living, and intelligent. That's what I'm
Yes,
talking
sir.
about. Yes.
For
Tell you.
sure.
Yes, so do your thing. I'm gonna let you go for your meeting. Thanks for joining us, man, and looking forward to talking to you soon.
Yeah, always Fly TV, baby.
You already know.
Peace.
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 One.